Hey guys, it's Kris with Cantu.com, the red pill on steroids. And in today's video, I am going to drop some knowledge that I wish someone had told me, I don't know, maybe 3-5 years ago, even 8 years ago, 10 years ago. I wish someone would have told me this when I was in my early 20s. That way I could begin working that path to ultimate freedom, which as a MGTOW, I mean, the whole purpose of MGTOW is freedom. I mean, you look at it, men seek freedom, women seek security. And what we're taught as men growing up is that you need to get a job, you need to get a job, you need to get a job, you need to be secure, 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 secure. And you know who the most secure people are in the world? It's prisoners. People that are in prison, they're in maximum security prisons. They're in a little box, they don't go anywhere, they have their meals 3 times a day, they're all planned out at a certain time, and that is the ultimate security. But for men, and especially men going their own way, we seek freedom. We seek time freedom, we seek financial freedom, and that is the whole point of working on yourself and developing a craft and ultimately designing your own lifestyle around a business that brings you income, doing what you like to do. So I'm just going to drop it down for you. You know, I was going through Twitter and someone had said, you know, think of something that you wish someone would have told you back when you needed it, and then what would you say now to those? What would you say now to that former self of yours to kind of shake the shit out of your former self and wake them up? And so I want to kind of drop this message in that thought of you got to quit your fucking job. I wish someone had told me to quit my fucking job a long time ago and really just press that button. Just, you got to quit, you got to quit, you got to quit. And one of the guys that I follow, Victor Pride, boldanddetermined.com, had put out some videos the last year or so where he had mentioned, you know, quit that fucking job. Just quit that soul-sucking motherfucking job. And that resonated with me. The little times that he would drop that, you know, information in his videos, just that phrase, quit your fucking job. It was like, I need to hear that. I need more of that. I need more of that. So this whole video is all around quit your fucking job. And I'm going to explain why you should quit your job and how to quit your job. Now, we're coming up to the end of 2016, and I've already quit 2 jobs this year. That one I didn't like. I wanted to make more money, and so I was like, peace it. And then I ended up here in Austin, since it's so overrun, it's so crowded, there's so many illegals here, and the wages are just dropping. So I couldn't find a job where I was making more money than that job. And then I ended up taking this you know, security installation job, which I just quit a couple days ago. And that was just soul draining, soul sucking, but I needed to pay off a couple things like my property, and we accomplished that, so it's good to go. But let me just adjust here. So quit your fucking job. Okay, well, I wish someone would have told me that. So how easy is it to quit your job? I recommend you get 2 months worth of savings, just 2 months. Some other people say 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. You need 2 months worth of savings before you quit your job. That fucking job is draining your soul every day. You're going to that job, whether it's in a cubicle or, you know, whatever it may be. But if you know that it's sucking your soul, then you're resonating with this right now as I'm saying it. If you have a good job and you want to go MGTOW, continue working that job and working a side business, and eventually, you know, you'll part ways with it. Other people like Mike Cernovich tell you keep your job until you have something, you know, until you're making money on something else, and then quit your job. I'll tell you, I tried to do that the last probably 2 or 3 years, where I was working a job and I'd go full speed at that job, and then I'd come home and I would just be drained of energy every day, and I wouldn't give my business a full 100% focus attention. And so I tried doing that. I mean, maybe it'll work for you guys, and Mike Cernovich I know has good information, but it just didn't work for me. I kept trying to do that, and it was like banging my head against the wall, just like, because look at it this way, guys. We can only do one thing 100%. if you try to do multiple things, that's why multitasking is a waste of time. You really have to come at it with just a beast mode mentality, super focused, whether it's losing weight, making money, starting a business, kicking ass at your job. You know, the reason I didn't put those videos out for a couple weeks is because I was so focused on just making money and making that job that I just quit work for me. And I accomplished that. I made enough money to pay off what I had to pay off. And now, you know, I'm kind of starting again. But because this is probably the third time that I've quit a job and tried to do this full time, build a brand, build a following, and then eventually build my own online training products to sell to you guys. So, you know, I'm just going to open the kimono. That's my ultimate goal with putting these videos together, is so that I can create content based off of what my audience, with the guys that trust me, that you guys resonate with me. What do you want to see in an online product? Do you want mindset training? I have something out for that. Do you want a guide on how to take action? That's another product that I have that's going to be coming out. Do you want to learn how to make your own AR-15 rifle? That's a course that's coming out soon, 80%lowercourse.com. You can check that out. I'll put a link in the description. So what do you guys want to see? Let me know in the comment section below. But the ultimate thing I'm trying to get at is that save 2 months up and then just quit that job and go full focus on whatever it is that's going to be your passion, your business. I mean, basically, I did it reverse with the Beast Mode 30 course. You can go to my playlist and see that Beast Mode 30 playlist, because I made all those videos free. But what I had done was I put those into a product that was $297, Beast Mode 30, beastmode30.com. And no one, and I didn't have an audience that already trusted me, so that I didn't do the market research. I built a product based on what I thought people would want, you know, based off of the knowledge that I had. You know, I wasn't, you know, gaining a following through putting content out and then asking my audience what they wanted. So that's where I messed up on that aspect. And, you know, another aspect, the last 2 times that I had quit my job to kind of go full time for myself in this online world, I was still smoking weed, you know, and I'll probably put more videos out on this, but I was consistently smoking weed. And you got to have a clear mind. You got to have, like, you know, I don't smoke anymore because I'm doing this. And when I was putting those videos out a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, I wasn't smoking or doing anything like that. So it's something that I love to do. I don't really like drinking. It makes me feel like shit. But I do enjoy smoking marijuana. But it's one of those things you got to be disciplined. And, you know, looking back now and where I am today, like, if you want to do this full time, guys, if you want to really save up those 2 months worth of income and then go full time on whatever it is you want to do, you have to be at peak level of what's possible for you. Meaning, no distractions, no medications, you know, medicating yourself, drinking alcohol, whatever else. You have to be super healthy. You have to have the right mindset, the positive mindset that you know it's going to happen. You can just visualize the success happening. And you really have to be at peak performance. Like, think of the times in your life when you have been peak performer. You're hitting the gym, you're eating right, you're feeling good, you're doing all those things that you're supposed to do to be successful, to be a successful man. But then you look at other times when you weren't working out, you weren't eating right, you weren't in the right mindset, and you can tell the difference. And I know I can tell the difference big time. So if you're going to do this, you're going to save those 2 months and quit your job, you have to be, when you quit that job, you have to be clear, focused. You have to be at peak performance, because that's the only way that you're going to be successful, just being at the best. So, you know, maybe you get up early in the morning and you get up, you get ready, you go to work. When you're on full time, trying to do this business full time, you need to still get up early and go to work, but now you're going to work on your own business. I know at times when I've quit before and tried to, get this going, I wasn't disciplined. I wasn't getting up at the same time. I wasn't working out. I was having all these distractions. I wasn't focused, because you have all day to sit there and, you could get distracted by social media, YouTube videos, things like that. And then you just have to be at the peak performance where, you're asking yourself each and every day, is this getting me closer to my goal? Am I doing one thing per day to get me closer to that goal, that vision that you have? So, that's the important thing. That's the key. So I'm going to tell you, quit your fucking job and save up 2 months and then go do what it is you want to do. But with the caveat that you're going to be at peak performance when you quit that job. And then you have the right mindset, you have the right habits in place, and you also have an idea of what you want to do. Speaking of what you want to do, I want to help you guys with that. I'm going to put out a link in the section below. You can go to kriscantu.com/webinar. I know it's short notice, but we're going to be doing weekly webinars starting on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time here in the United States. So be sure to go to kriscantu.com/webinar to register for this week's webinar that's happening Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And I'm going to have you guys jump on the webinar. I'm going to be there, and we're going to talk about your freedom, how to get that freedom from your fucking soul sucking job, and so that you can have the ultimate freedom of doing what you love to do and making money doing it. Now, it doesn't need to be what you love to do, because some of the jobs that you could do online or do for yourself maybe aren't your passion. Like, this just so happens to be my passion, doing videos and video content, but you could easily find something else that maybe isn't as glamorous or maybe isn't your passion, quote unquote, but that you could do to earn a living, to earn a modest living. We talk about the minimalist lifestyle, and that's so key with MGTOW and going your own way, is that you don't have to have, like right now I'm in this pretty nice apartment, but it's $500 a month, all bills paid. I got this for the next 5 weeks until I move to Colorado, so I'm gonna make the most of it. But it's pretty cheap, especially for here in Austin for me. Point being is that you don't need to have a nice apartment, you don't need to have a nice home, you don't need to have the best camera. You don't need, you got to think of, what can I do with less? Get you a little $100 GoPro camera and film with that, until you get enough to upgrade, So, don't think that you need to put all these obstacles in your way and you need to wait to go do what it is that you want to do because you need to save up for some XYZ thing. If you have an idea in your mind and you want to go for it, depending on what it is, if it's something like, building your own product and then having inventory on hand so you can sell and set up that business, you'd be better off setting up an affiliate business or a drop ship business. These are the things that we're going to talk about on the webinar at kriscantu.com/webinar. Go ahead and register. If you can't make it this week, we're definitely going to be doing it every Wednesday at 7 p.m. So let's talk about it. Let's figure that out, what it is for you. And then, what are the steps that you need to take to make that happen? But I wish someone would have told me 3 years ago, Kris, just quit that fucking job. Because here's what's going to happen, guys. You're going to save up 2 months worth of bills to survive. And that's going to be 60 days. That's going to be 8 weeks for you to get some momentum going. Get it going. And see and validate your business. See if it works for you or not. If you're at peak performance, if you're focused, if you're doing the right things each and every day, taking one step forward towards that goal, that vision, then you're going to be successful. And you may not see that success right away in 2 months, but at least you're going to validate it and then have some kind of foundation to learn from. And maybe you'll fail and you'll have to go back and get another job like I did this year. But the lessons that you're gonna learn from just grabbing your balls, putting your fucking 2 weeks in at that soul sucking job, and then going out and doing your own. I waited years and years to be able to even think about doing that. If I would have done that right away, I would have sped up my learning curve. I would have been able to, validate if what I wanted to do was going to work or not. And, I would have figured it out. Even if you fail, you still win, you still succeed, because those failures are going to help you the next time you go out. So I already know I can't smoke weed. I got to be at the peak performance. I got to take one step every day to get me closer to that vision. I got to live a minimalist lifestyle where I'm cutting all these expenses. I'm going to go get my hair cut tomorrow, and I'm going to have them cut it in the mohawk such that I can start doing my own haircuts, because 35 bucks a pop times 2 times a month, like, I don't have budget for that. I got clippers. I used to be a barber when I was in the Air Force for a little bit, and I'm gonna cut myself up. So it's just little things like that where you're just, your survival instincts just kick in, and you're like, okay, what's all this fat that I can just hack off from my bills, from my monthly expenses? What are the things that I don't need anymore? I was subscribed, for instance, I was subscribed to this lead page type of service. It was $99 a month, and I could do that with PayPal and the webinar service that I'm using already, Webinar Jam. So I didn't even need that $100 a month, but I was spending that $100 a month every month for like a year or over a year, and I didn't need it. So, I guess my lesson with this is, don't think that you need a lot to get going. If you just follow those simple plans of a minimalist lifestyle, being peak performer, being focused, having a vision, then you're gonna learn one way or another something, and then that will translate into you getting closer to that vision one way or another, even if you have to go get another job. So I would just say, don't be afraid to quit your job. If it's soul sucking, if you I can just tell you from my experience, the second that I quit my job, it was like that mindset shift. I was alive again, where this job had been just draining me. Like, I wasn't putting videos out. I would get home every day, just that's how I felt. Like that. And then now I'm like fucking beast mode, working out, doing my thing, doing these videos, like, on Christmas Eve, like, I'm so focused. I'm so excited for the new year. But I had to go through a lot this year to have that. I also had a vision. I didn't even realize that so many things in that vision had come true this year, with my Jeep, with the job situation or not having a job, with the land out in Colorado. Like, all of that was just from this year sitting on that beach in Cabo and having this vision and having just this out-of-body experience almost. And then throughout the whole year, putting everything into play, putting everything into motion, so that I could stand here today. And I didn't even think that was, it wasn't until now that I look back a year later that all of that got put into play, just because I had the vision. And so, I want to help you find your vision. I want to tell you what I wish I would have told myself 5 years ago. And at the worst case, you get another job. Jobs are, here's the thing, guys, the economy sucks right now. Everyone's trying to pay you the least amount of possible and extract the most amount of work, the most amount of energy from you, and pay you the least amount. So I can just tell you, like, if you're in that situation, it's not going to be a big thing to go and get another job, find another job. They're out there. It's going to be the same bullshit. You spend 40, 50 hours a week. They're going to try to, chinch you out on every little thing, but expect you to be there on time every day, giving all, 100% effort, even though, they could care less about you. So take that risk. That's, I guess, the point of this video, is quit your fucking job, take that risk. If you really want to be MGTOW, you have to find that freedom, that financial freedom. And the only way that you're going to do it on your own without a soul-sucking job is to quit it and go find out how to do that. And the only way to do that is if you have all of your day to be totally focused, that you can dig in and figure it out. And I guess that's the point of the video. Definitely join the webinar, kriscantu.com/webinar. All right, guys, Kris with kriscantu.com, the red pill on steroids. Hit you back tomorrow with another video. Peace.